Welcome to my channel. This is Conscious Creation, and today's reading for the month of October is for the sign Libra. And just before I get into the reading, to give you a quick overview of the energies astrologically this month that are out to play. So just from the get-go, the energies are such that it's all about finding clarity in the truth and setting yourself free from old patterns, old structures that no longer serve you, and allowing yourself to reassess. So you've got the full moon that happened on the 13th of October in Aries, which was a challenging aspect. It's all about culmination, purging and detoxing from old aspects of the self and old lessons. So you may feel during this month that things from the past have come up. If it's not come up in your physical reality, it may have come up in your mind, in your mindset. And then you've got Mercury retrograde, which is all about bringing out the shadow aspects. So you are dealing with a lot of challenges this month and challenging aspects and a challenging spectrum to overcome. So some of you might be feeling this more than others this month. But let's see what the energies have to say about what's going on. Right, let's see what energies we've pulled. Right, so the center of your reading, you've got the Nine of Swords. And I feel a lot of you this month have probably had a lot of the past, or certain, it may not be specific moments of your past, but it could be certain old feelings that you've been there, done that, and thought you released. That has come up again. Because you've got the moon, which is, although it's in reverse, so it's not something which is completely unknown, but I'm getting a sense of you felt these emotions before. And you've got the Two of Pentacles in reverse, so it's you don't want to be on this off balance. You want to be able to balance these emotions. And the reason why I feel it's a reading to do with the emotions and the mind for you is because you've got the King of Swords, which represents the thoughts, and you've got the King of Cups, which represents, in reverse, which for me the cups represents the emotions. And then next to it you've got the Hermit. So going within, going deep within. So I feel like the first two lines of the reading is actually indicating that a lot of you are actually working on the lesson of overcoming the thoughts and emotions. So and that's why you're going within. You've already experienced these past emotions, so you can recognize that you've been there, done that. So it's not something which is unknown to you, but it's a time, and you're consciously and mindfully aware that it's a time where you can understand what the thoughts are and what your emotions are. And I feel most of you are actually trying to overcome the way you think, because your thoughts affect your emotions, and then therefore has a consequence and a cause, which also leads to certain actions you take. And I feel a lot of you are trying to kind of step back and go, I'm not my thoughts, I'm not my emotions, and trying to take more of a balanced and a more Libran view, where you are detached from the emotional side and you're able to rationalize the thoughts better without attaching emotion. And I feel a lot of you are being called to do this due to something that has changed in your environment. The Tower having come and having shaken the foundations to get you to recognize how you actually think actually affects how you feel and sets you off balance. And therefore I feel like you've gone into the Hermit mode, where you've gone within to kind of clear out, because I feel a lot of you understand that no one can actually harm you or hurt you. It's a lot of your mental state that does that. And I think you're wanting to learn this lesson and actually gain success in terms of becoming aware how you think and how you react. And you've got the Three of Wands. So this is very positive. So I feel like maybe the first half of this month, this is what you've recognized, and you are working towards, looking at the future and having different opportunities coming in. You've got the Ten of Cups, which represents a better emotional state. So can you see like the Three of Wands? So you've got the thoughts which are becoming more grounded and feeling you start to achieve more grounded thoughts, but also you've got the Ten of Cups, which represents happy beginnings. So by actually overcoming and understanding the mind and how it works, and not let the mind control you, but you having that discernment and being able to put your mind in check so that it doesn't feel your emotions in a way which is damaging to yourself. You'll start to become the magician, being able to use these different aspects to help you progress in life. You've got movement meditation with the number that adds up to 5, which is all about change. So what you may feel, a lot of you, is you may want to, if you have a lot of energy and a lot of emotional energy that's pent up and you're trying to process your thoughts, is to actually get that movement in the physical body. By moving the physical body, you actually end up releasing and expending energy that you don't need to hold. And sometimes that energy actually lodges as tension. But you're becoming more acutely aware of how you think and how you feel, which is great. And I believe it's a lesson that has been brought to you which you have recognized and are trying and actively working on understanding and releasing, and getting things in place and how in which you deal with your emotions and what works for you and your mind. So when you start to think things that are a little bit less vibrationally good for you, what you need to do, or some of you may be doing, is stopping yourself in your tracks or listening to music that is uplifting, dancing, doing something which is going to change your emotional state when you start to think lower vibrational thoughts. But I do feel this is a major lesson, and I feel like you have done the work and are doing the work to go within and will come out really prosperous. But the great thing is, by actually it sounds simple, but by taking hold of the mind and your emotions, you'll start to make better decisions in life, and you'll start to make the right decisions for you without being clouded with so much of judgment and past experiences which are holding you back and which are coming up for you. So I really do advise this month to get some movement in, to release any tension, to find your own meditative outlets, but being able to move the body and being fluid and let energy flow and release, recognize that when you are experiencing an emotion that you have done in the past, recognize it, welcome it, and understand that you are separate from that. It's not to go down the thing of the thoughts that will play on, I feel like this, I'm worthless because of X, Y, and Z, or this happened to me, so I need to feel like this. It's to kind of take yourself away and separate yourself from experiences that you've had and know that they're just experiences, and having your space where you are separate from all that has occurred. What you will do is you will start to actually come out more prosperous and successful and very dynamic and strong, and people will recognize that freedom in you, but also that strength and that power, because you'll be vibrating from a different point now, which you're being called to do. Hence why a lot of past emotions will start to surface, so that you can actually really hone into what thoughts I carry with me and how is that affecting my emotional body. But I wish you a very strong and happy month ahead, and continue and persevere. And when these thoughts come up, welcome it, identify it, release it, and get that movement in the body to feel fluid as you go through this transformation and this process. But have a lovely month, and I'll speak to you next month.